exogenous type of conflict from outside. Things like those. Because that's created from outside is so group. And remember, I said, how you understand this one is that the conflict actually comes from outside itself. And why we're using the culture of conflict here, I remember I said the conflict here can be between, from outside to affect the elements in a group, or it could be created by the other group bringing something from outside, and that can create conflict. Right? I talked about conflict between groups and among members inside that have been affected by forces from outside. That's what I mentioned. And how we understand this type of conflict here. So, yes, there are cultural conflicts, and this would be extended. I think we heard about a lot of stories. People in the world are like fighting, indigenous people and people who came around. It was a class conflict. Right? Cultures do not merge into each other. But it takes some time until they get to align themselves. Also, here, number 3, I said 2, but let me add another number 3, is the issue of exchange. Let me apply the exchange perspective, which we could call the exchange theory. The forces from outside and forces from inside look at the issue of exchange. What do I benefit? Or what do I benefit? What is that is going to destroy what I am, right? So here, the issue of exchange. And if people's perception of what they're going to benefit from is not actually commensurate with their expectations, then naturally you get that type of conflict occurring around. So this is some of the issues that we will be looking at that. Any questions before I proceed? Number 4. Conflict of ideology. Conflict of ideology is also exogenous and can create conflict. What's an ideology? Is this one? Yes. Idea or knowledge? That's the idea. Okay. Anybody else? So, if I have knowledge in social conflicts here, that's my idea.
Ideologies, you can have a different, even if you have a different ideas, thereby, in order to have one thing, you be saying another thing, another thing, therefore you can influence those who have the same idea.
Okay. And when we talk about ideology, in most cases, it has a direct bearing on the issues of power. Right? You are right. You have your own power in body and mind. What I believe in, what you believe in, could be viewed what I want to identify myself with my values, right? So that can happen. But in most cases about power, what individuals in power think is their motto, is their mantra, right? That must guide their action and their operation of whatever they want to do. And if you stick to one idea, as you put it, right? Other people will not like your idea. So to create that conflict, it's very easy. So, yeah, something like that. All right. So far, so good. It's another big theology, I think it's good. So, if you look at Lens Code, that's the one we're trying to do, in case you want to check and read and whatever it is, it's an old book which I read in 1978, that's a long time. And this book was when all of you were with your Lord. Okay. Let's see Koza, who's the real good authority on the social conflicts, theory from the sociological perspective. Does distinguish two types of conflicts. Lewis Koza has two types. It distinguishes two types of conflicts, right? One is what we call realistic conflicts. According to this guy, Lewis Koza, realistic conflicts are those conflicts that arise on the non-fulfillment of a specific demand. They're real. That's what they are realistic. There's real need for something, right? People wish to have something and they don't get it. They'll be conflict. And when we talk about real needs or specific demands, it means something which has been proven to be required by people. People want it, right? And the powers that be, talk about power and whatever is down there, cannot provide. There will be conflict. I think these are very, very common situations where you promise something, right? And you don't supply. Ask the Chakwera, he'll tell you. The problem that we have, people struggle between, there's some social conflict around, right? 9 out of 10 people you talk to, they'll tell you, a repairer. Everybody finds a repairer. No. And I found some guy sweeping 2-3 days ago. Right? And he talks about Chakwera, home repairer. The repairer is just. You mean Ngongore is the company? Just say that. Tell Ngongore and the group. Because I'm not giving it. That's not so economics. You can do it. Right? And it's employed by the city of state. Sorry, but I'm not upset. I wouldn't be doing that. What is the matter? I mean, you want to sit home and get things for free. And yesterday, I met a group of 3-4 people. One of them knows me very well. And he went on what? And they went. Because that's all the attacks we went about. That's the question we keep here. Then, because I know him and he knows me, I wanted to answer and tell him, but I was worried because of the people who were around with me. It was to cause that type of issue. Because I wanted to say, I said, many people of those guys deserve to have the outlets. Because those guys are playing back. Right? Because when we come with those on top of Saudi, Uganda Chakula goes up to the start of Chesa or Several. Don't you know Chakula is waking up and Pamago to Chakula, or Pamago, and not him to from there come and feed it. I don't know to generate this argument. Some of them will not misunderstand me and stuff like that. So you can see the perceptions of people that we have. These are the same things that can create conflict in society, conflict in your groups that you are going to be working with. You have groups with people who are laissez-faire, right? They all think done for them, always. They don't want to put in effort, whatever it is, and they always blame you. If you are the social worker of Boma, just. That's what it shows. They are already judging who's what it shows because of realistic demands that they want to have. That's one thing. If the conflict comes out because of something which is realistic, it's a good conflict, in my view. Right? if the conflict comes in because of the number, which is basically the reality. Now, the realistic type of category of conflict, these are conflicts which are rooted in the need for people to release their tension, the emotions, and things like that. Right? I gave an example of homosexuality. Those are very unrealistic. People are just emotional.
So you say,
yes?
You say it occurs just because of what news.
Can you speak up?
Then unrealistic conflict.
Okay.
Is rest because
people are just emotional, right? And they want us to release that emotion because their demand actually has no basis. For example, their demand has no basis. And that's why I gave you an example. There's no basis. Government cannot do everything that everybody wants to be done to the budget. Yeah. You say it's a realistic demand. That's fine. But so the is quite unrealistic. What is that? 6. Oh, yeah. Okay, so non-realistic conflicts are those that are based on the imagination, emotions, or something like that, right? And usually they don't focus on achieving anything specific, right? They just talk around and all sorts of things, something like that. And these are the things you are going to get in your book work. There's so many things which will be very unrealistic, right? Yeah, tumaganza kuti mwina ana wote tizimuziwa kulia sapato. So like that. Yes. And becomes a very serious issue. Yeah. Muruza like promise sapato. And him getting as good as yours, he said, no, but in the south side Masai that only the white sapato Masai is good. And that's very well. I thought that guy acting for one thing. Yeah. Very humorous and office, that's how I should. When you have one branch of not going to be on the rest like that, you know. So this is how you would look at that from your books. You're going to get those things. There'll be external, internal, realistic, and irrealistic, something like that. Let's look at how you can look at your social conflict theory. This theory actually is based on what we call the social structure. We find that the issue of your social conflict theory in most cases will be based on the issues of the social structure. And we say that when we look at issues of social structure, fortunately, this same guy was also an expert in social structure issues and whatever. We're talking about the hierarchy. Right. So when we talk about social structure, just looking at the issue of hierarchy. And that the conflict, if you look at that issue of hierarchy and the illustration that I made, try to look at social conflict from the Marxian or Karl Marx's perspective. It is still a hierarchy. Those have the means of production up there, the money, the equipment, machinery, and everything, and those who provide the labor to those guys. That's a hierarchy, and will bring about that type of conflict. And also talked about the issue of status and class, right? You still find that you're still getting that type of hierarchy coming around. So, if you have to understand the conflict theory, understand the social structure of the groups that you're working with, right? And in a group, naturally, that's why everywhere you go, that thing is a social structure. Because it is a structure. And the use of a social structure here is the real use of a hierarchy or social structure is, what do you think we need of this structure? Go for example. Why is the social structure important in your groups or whatever it is? That's a simple question. But let's assume it comes one day, that's causing you trouble for nothing. Why is it important?
To control the activities of the organization.
Control activities. Two. Three.
Avoid misuse of power. Avoid misuse of power.
Okay. Why I said avoid misuse of power? How do you avoid it? Put a better way.
Prevent.
Prevent abuse of power. That's what it said. Okay, let's get that one. Three.
To know where. To know where the problem is. To know where the problem is.
Problem set. Four. There are so many. Take another one. Yeah? I like that one. Okay. And by that, then you come to task allocation. Seriously. That's the chairman said that those are tasks, right?
How about decentralization?
How?
Like sharing power, so that's exchange.
In the social structure.
Yeah.
That's why I said the task allocation.
Yeah.
So you're not able to see this. You're sharing tasks. Who's going to do what, where, and something like that. Or a better way, if you read Emmer Duffy, if you read that one, it says the division of labor. There's a book I said, let's start from division of labor, right? Which actually is the task allocation. They try to ask us to share those tasks. Including how you are to come in this task. Or here, they use the term differentiation, for example. And it's called role differentiation, if you get it in Max Weber and Emmer Duffy and some of those theories around. So you can see why the social structure is very important. There's all these things to play, right? And these are things that you're going to get in your groups. To be there, you have a group, yes. But what are the problems of the group, for example? Right? Okay. And who's going to do what? At what time and whatever. What are the resources required for you to do those things? Who controls what? I don't know. I'm looking for a better term. Prevent abuse of power. Yes, that's okay. But there must be a better term which you actually can use, which shows you that you are not going to prevent it, but you are able to balance, right, that power, so that the guy who's in control is not of what we call it? Eileen? Taunga. No idea. Where should I get that idea? Because I want to get an idea. Where do you think I'm going to get mine? Power over. What is power over? We talked about power. Did you?
Power.
Power in.
Power.
Okay. So power. What is power over?
It's about the power that is about
Power over us. And this is how most of you answered your questions on power over. If power is above you, you cannot control it. That's not it. Power over is the dictatorial type of power, where the one who is in power has total control of that power. So it is not above him. It is him who is actually the power. Right? And he dictates everything down. Power under and power with. I don't know whether this was part of your mixing, but you did mix one class somewhere. You did mix quite a lot. Power with and power under. That's it. Right? Okay. What is power with? So just respect you about this power. Power with is the leader of the people. That's the power. You are with the people. You are it's democratic. Right? Power over dictatorial. Power with very democratic. You are with the people. You share with them, something like that. Power under, you have the power to control, but you don't control. Right? You don't have an influence on the people that you are dealing with. That's power. Something like that. So this is how we would understand that. And so we're just looking at the structure, and I did explain that when we look at all these things from this theoretical framework, then we have the reasons why the hierarchy is important for you to understand the conflict, right? And some of those are things which are there. And now, here, it means that one, within the structure, you'll be able to determine how conflict is expressed. Because you are in control, right? So you should be able to know and understand how conflict can be expressed. Because you can control it. Let that conflict be expressed, and it means you know how you're going to manage it. When we meet next, we're going to look at how do you deal with this conflict. When you're in a group, and a group leader, or you're working with the groups, how are you going to manage those conflicts? Right? I think there's a question of, is it an assignment? Or an exam? It's an exam, right? On social group work and conflict.
Yes, an exam.
You are something like that. How can you manage conflict in a group? Remember? Yes. I thought maybe it was an exam in 2018 or 2019. It wasn't you. So, you are trying to really manage how the conflict is expressed. And if you are the power with, you let it get expressed. Because it's democratic to be expressed and nothing will happen. People will just go back and stay around. Right? Ask Monica here. Let that conflict come in, don't react, you'll just get tired and go back. I said, this is about money, that's not good management. If they say, okay, come, let's start fighting with the material gas, it's gonna happen. Let it just come. Or bring a third party. That's the technique which they use in police. The other side, the Karindo, the other side, the marketeers, the policemen just standing there. So the two groups are facing each other. Who starts to beat who? Nobody. Who are top, who beat, who goes off beat. to create groups, right? That can suppress that type of conflict within. So it's possible we can use groups within groups that should be able to address and manage those issues of conflict in the group, something like that.
So those are the skills which you can use.
Yes, you can use to do issues of those, but we shall still go much deeper. This one is in relation to the social structure that I mentioned earlier on there. That within the social structure, you can get some groups who you deal with the problem without you getting involved, right? So you get that. And also, when there is the hostility, let it be there. Don't rush to suppress it. Then I'm putting more fire. Yeah. People will talk and talk and talk, and just get tired and forget about it. Something like that. There are some of the techniques which you can have. And in most cases, you use these types of techniques where you don't want to be actually involved yourself, right? Dealing with conflicts direct. Because sometimes by dealing with conflicts direct, you are putting more fire, right? You're putting more fire. And I'm going to give you a very simple example. Very simple example. It's a bad example, but a good example. Say you just mention anything. Just get arrested for that. Being I'm telling you, the president, right? He moved too closer to the conflict. He's somewhere up there and moves too close to the conflict. Right? To command the streets, you can fight in the streets. It was unnecessary for him. It was too high. He should have let those things happen. And between him and the conflict, there should have been some fire works around there to cool those guys. But it came too low down. And in the end, it led to too much pressure on him because it's just that the president something like that. So it was building up, but you find within the end you have hypertension and those sorts of things coming. So if I use some of these techniques, let them make noise and just stay. That's why you have the IG of the army and all those guys, right? Just keep quiet. These guys will deal with it, and just get a report. But move it down. Man must treat him. Any Jew knows what he does. Forgot the Jews are very active. These guys are rough guys. If I have found that they don't stop. Because there's money behind them. Do not tell them. Do the money. Do more hits and more money. So I'm going to sign up when they will be back with something like that. So it's not understandable. And the unfortunate happened. So these are how these things they can be. And sometimes that's what I'm trying to mention here. Too much of a personal involvement in the conflict can also cause a lot of trouble. So that's why you need to sometimes control yourself a bit. And it does help actually if you do it. Now, if you are a group worker, for example, one piece of advice is that always manage a conflict. Because you are down, you are direct with where the conflict is. Try to manage that and never allow it to accumulate. Right? Because you're now going to create more pressure, and that pressure can actually be detrimental to yourself and you're achieving all the goals that you're supposed to have. And also, if you think you cannot do that, let the conflict continue if there's no solution. There will be a natural death for that. Somewhere. You can't. You see, we have seen a lot of people who are strike forever. What do you call those guys? Hunger strike. People, can you go on hunger strike?
No.
Who is one Jeremy?
Yes. even hours.
Yeah, but some people must have fasting maybe for 3-4 days to charity. Yeah? You fast? Yeah? You can never. I'm a son of that. Anybody? No? Serious? Massage, or something else.
I think I'm
Can you fast? You might as well get away. Have I ever committed Yeah, so that's what it is. Now, one of the good things that we must note is that the conflict can also help to bring about reform. We talked about change, right? It can bring a lot of change if that conflict is managed the way it's supposed to be, and also it can bring about new norms within your group. And if you go back to your Techman theory of the 5 stages of group formation, the first group, the second group, by the time they get to the third group, we call the norming group. Naturally, it means the new norms are being built and agreed on, right? And internalized by people in that particular group. Because sometimes of the conflict in the second group, right? The second stage is what? I forgot. Storm, yeah. So to storm is to fight, like a storm in the water, something like that, right? Then after that, and that's conflict. Storming is not the conflict. Right, so that one brings in new norms. That's what we call norming. And from there, we go to performing and something like that. Alright. So let's look at the nature of social conflict. As I said earlier on, social conflict or group conflict, let's use group conflict, naturally occurs when 2 or more people or actors or whatever or groups oppose each other. That's where you have the conflict. What is the opposite of conflict? Anybody with the opposite of conflict? If you are already on the line, what is the opposite of conflict? Oh, okay. So, the opposite of conflict. Anybody? Agreement. Disagreement, yes. Conflict, we want the opposite of that. Agreement.
Peace.
Okay, so agreement, peace, unity, okay, consensus. Conflict, right? There's a book which you can read called Conflict and Consensus in African Societies by Margaret Bell. Read that one. Talk so much about these things in African society, the conflict in the groups and in the family. Can you have conflict in the family, for example? But can you have consensus in the family as well? So consensus actually is that the thing that we are talking about, the harmony, peace, whatever it is, come out of consensus. Consensus is right? Or can you say? Roll it up. Those who know each other. Tawang. Kuyanja. I don't know. Put that. Very what is the chair for? Don't know chair.
For what?
For census. Are we together?
I thought you said census, that's why.
So what is census?
Census to do the but never can to you.
Okay, so that's the opposite of conflict there. So what you can do, actually, you can bring that in your group, turn it from conflict to consensus. And there will be so many things that you need to do for the group actually to agree and actually do that. So, why would there be conflict, for example? We're talking about the nature of social conflict. The nature of social conflict here, we said it must be the result of opposing forces. And one, social interaction, for example. What is social interaction? I've used this one too many times. Social interaction, interconnected, network, and all sorts of things. Yes, go ahead. You want to say something else?
The interaction between two or more forces.
Right. And where you have in social interaction, there will also be consensus and also conflict, right? So this is how it is. So when you look at social interaction, you must look at it from two angles. Is that type of interaction that's doing conflict, or what does it do? So you need also to look at that. And also, the nature of conflict can occur because of what we call the reciprocal sharing of power, where you're not able to share power. I mean, reciprocal means what? Reciprocal. Yes. What is it?
Huh?
Reciprocal.
Unfair.
Unfair. Reciprocal is equal exchange. Two ways. Equal exchange. Reciprocate. I used when it started, that's you said social exchange, right? Please talk about this. So in a social exchange, about reciprocity, you reciprocate, right? You benefit as I benefit. I use as you lose. That's the reciprocity. So here, the nature of conflict sometimes can be based on reciprocity, where you say I lose, I win, you win, or something like that, right? Yeah, so but they can't agree to lose and you win. Right? So the reciprocity, there must be that type of I benefit, you benefit, I lose, you lose, and we agree on something like that. And also, the nature of conflict can come out as a result of what's called domination and subjugation, or something like that. Domination and being dominated. So you dominate because you have, if you look at the issues of domination here, naturally you are looking at issues of power. Right? Those who have power will always dominate those who have less power. And that's where conflict comes in. Right? Those in the upper classes will try to subjugate or oppress those as well in the lower class. Then conflict will come up. Those in better social status, enjoying social status, as opposed to the other groups, we actually do that and also create that type of imbalance and also create that type of conflict. So, we discover that social conflict actually is a social relationship. It's about people and people, right? And social relationship is also about people. It's an interaction, right, between people and people. And you create that net of relationships. So when we're in conflict, our relative, myself, there, we're in conflict. What does that mean? Are we in a relationship or not?
That means yes, you are in a relationship.
No, so conflict actually is a social relationship. But that's good, but that's network. For you to be in a conflict means there's a network of things around you. See what that? Yeah. So still you're in a relationship. Right? Ukraine and Russia, they are at war. Or Gaza and Israel, that's war. See? It's a social relationship. Based on the differences and the quarrels and the fighting. It's a social relationship. Not that the country. So, they have children. Yes, let's see, right? Children are more many, but children. That's making a difference. Whether they went there to socialize or to fight, it's still a social relationship. And the social relationship, the only difference with why it is a social relationship as conflict or conflict as a social relationship, because it is trying to relate to influence. So your relationship is based on influence, right? Who is better than the other? That's what we're trying to do. It's a relationship which is based on influence. Who is better than the other? So I gave you an example. Russia and Ukraine are fighting. What Putin wanted that time was to show Ukraine that it's very powerful, not fix the thing in 2 days and come back. But he forgot to say so, yes, so. Amati mwamuna mzabo mwachana. What is it? Chicheo. When you tumbuka. What kind of thing is tumbuka? That's the problem with the tumbuka. They don't have a lot of those things. You can tell what those things are like. But now, Putin is just wondering, Zelensky was looking at you that Zelensky is like that. As well as all the Bachus of Zajet. But of course, you know, there are so many people supporting him that the issue is many other people wow. Yeah. So, social relationship, but it's based on influence. What type of influence do you have? Is it a dominant influence, domination, or subjugation, or being dominated, something like that? So, this is how you look at that. Irene, your hands are on your head. What is it? Your head is... Do you play with your head? No? It's not even 10 o'clock.
They work from the They work.
Where do you live? From 47? Which side of 47? No, so far with the area.
You know where
That's very neat.
down,
That's not very far. There's a river there. Do you cross the river?
yeah.
So it is 18, not 47.
That's better. So the road is moving under the sun. We are broke.
Yeah. You live together?
Oh, no.
So where do you sleep on the upper block? But you also walk from here.
No, I come by the motorbike.
So why can't you share? What do you have? Is that a good friend that you share? Yeah?
They always play. So when you look at driver, they always play and they come.
Alright. So let's continue. social power, and there's always a continuous struggle to exert that power. That's matter. Whether it's economic power, social power, whatever power, there's always that struggle to exert that. And also, it is always a process where each side of the conflict wishes to win. You can't go in a conflict where you're going to lose, no. That's an interesting thing. And it also depends on, let's look at two people, Moya and Mala. Neither one of them is stronger than the other one. I don't know, some of you have been fighting, if you have ever fought. It's always the one who is weak who makes a lot of noise. Yeah, so it's the influence and how you exert that power. And so too, that is also what applies to groups that you deal with. And also, social conflict involves what we call incompatibility. You're not compatible. Simply that's why in conflict. So in conflict always because you cannot agree on certain things. That's why there is conflict. And also that would be a result of how you perceive yourself and also how you look at it. What you want to benefit from that type of relationship, social relationship as I mentioned. Okay, lastly, let's finish about 10 minutes. 5 minutes. I want to give you 3 very quick areas where you must look at. The important is not to know what comes in the place next time. But for sure, I think this topic has been beautiful and nice, so I can always promise. My yes is not about cake government. Here, it is just about measuring the level of understanding for an individual and also for myself. It also gives me an indication. So, this theory and a few other theories were very bad. They're going to come. I say a lot of this will come, but apart from it is beautiful, and this one is beautiful. It's a beauty. And you can tell that it's a beauty even to me. You know, I recite a lot of books which I read 40 years ago. It shows that I like it and I enjoy it. Okay. Let's look at some forms of social conflict. 4. There are 4. 2, 3, 4. Something which we call overt conflict. And overt conflict is that conflict which is very, very open and very clear. It's open, clear. Not only you understand why there is conflict, right? And people are open about it. That's an overt type of conflict, right? And if you look at the members in this type of conflict, they are all very clear about what they are agreeing about. Maybe to just be a goal that they want to achieve. Some people support it, some people oppose it, and something like that. No grudges about it. We all know. We wanted to do this, but we can't do it because of everything. Can't do it because of that. Something like that. That is overt conflict. It's very, very clear. In the overt conflict, this one, you can debate. You always debate. So that you bring open. Let's look at these things. Do we agree with it or not? Why are we doing something? That's obvious. So very, very clear. You don't know what you want to achieve, but you still have some people. And this is why you get new ideas from people, right? On the wanted to do everything. What can we do? No. Why don't we do this? It's clear. Nobody is angry about whatever it is or something like that. And usually the debate will be on your goals and also how you're going to achieve them. The number 2 one is what we call the objective. Objective conflict. Objective conflict is a type of conflict which occurs when one group tries to obtain advantage. So here, one group will want to have an advantage over the other. Right? Wants to have an advantage over the other. And what it means here it means one group always. One group loses, and also the other one can gain. So they are looking at how do we do it? Are we objective enough or not? And how do we do that? This is how it is. And here you can refer to what we mentioned earlier on, or what I already mentioned about it. If you look at the issue of costs and benefits. So here, you're still going to look at the cost and benefits issues, and I mentioned that when you talk about cost and benefits, always go back to what we call the social exchange theory. So this one here brings you the social exchange theory issue around, and that is where you will start now to understand what an objective type of conflict would be in a group. So when you're working with groups, you get these things around. And the number 3, since you have objective, number 3 will be what? Subjective. So you have number 3, which is the subjective type of conflict. In the subjective type of conflict, it is an individual, right, who identifies an issue and he thinks that he is not able to benefit, right? And started to agitate for that, creating conflict. You remember when I looked at the types as the causes of conflict, I looked at an individual versus the collectivity, right? So this is subjective type. But the individual thinks that I think I'm being disenfranchised, I'm not getting what I'm supposed to get, that starts causing trouble in the group. That's subjective. It means that if you use a better way, do what? You was going to finish at the end. How do you go to the show? Somebody wants things to go his way. How do you go? There are certain people who just want things to end or something like that. Even when they don't do it. Like that. Kanga. This is Chitenji. This is my way to Chitenji. Okay. No, my language, you don't have KH. Well, just like you don't have KH, whatever, no, go back. You can't put 2 consonants together. That's good. So it's Kanga. How do you pronounce it? This is Kanga. So this is Ka and Ka. What is Ka? This is do you know how to pronounce it? Which one now? K or K? K? No, it's not different. Do you see the difference? Yeah. That's not what I have a problem. I'm talking to my wife and I say, Mao. They don't understand what I mean. Mao. And I go, Mao. I come back and I come in the Jalo. What is your problem? I thought I told you this is related by to them only. I don't have Mao. So what should I say? Mao. Mao. Yeah. That's Mao. Tomorrow, because this is Bangi and I go. I come back, those things are not done. Or they're going to complain. I am president, I am tomorrow, but it is that is interesting. Let's just stop there. Good. So, let's assume some small questions here on that, please. What are the forms of social work? What is the one? Number 4, no. They're not social. Is that the forms? No, they're not social. All that is a group. Objective is groups. Subjective, individual. That's all.
Okay. That one is in a group. Or all objective is between groups.
Advantage between the groups within there.
Within the groups, like
yes.
the groups.
So yes, the objectivity.
Yeah.
And also, here you can expand quite a lot. You can expand. And talk about conflict exogenous, for example. You see, within the group, with external forces from outside. It will be between two groups. So one group produces external factors affecting another group, right? So we can have two groups competing instead of any. They are looking at who's going to benefit from whatever. This one, I think, I should have also related to the endogenous and the exogenous so that we understand it better. Right? So this one, yes. The issue of progress and whatever it is, this can be endogenous, subjective can be exogenous, but this one, you have two ways to look at it. If either you're going to look at it from the group viewpoint, or you're going to look at it from the group and group factors that are trying to create that conflict. This is how we will look at this one. Define the nature of social conflict. Define the nature of social conflict. What are the forms of social conflict? How is objective conflict different from subjective conflict? These are questions which can come to warm you up. Any question on the answer? We can do the last one now. Who was not come to this? Yes. Jen. Yes. Who else? That's all. Good. Where is the priest? Does the priest never attend classes? Huh?
Yes, she does.
And we know, where's Jennifer? You should know.
Jennifer is sick.
Okay.
Yeah.
She reported to you.
What's the problem?
He would have he's sick. It's also sickness. You have another class?
Yeah.
What time?
No, we don't.
How many do you have class you have?